Good morning. Could you tell me your full name, please?
Good morning. My name is Clara Dubois.
And what shall I call you?
You can call me Clara.
Could I see your identification, please? Thank you very much. Now in this first part, I'd like to ask you some questions about yourself. Let's start with where you are from. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Lyon, in the south of France. It's quite a large city, well known for its food culture and history. I really enjoyed growing up there. It's a very lively place.
What do you like most about Lyon?
Honestly, the food scene is incredible. Lyon is considered the gastronomic capital of France, so there's always somewhere amazing to eat. I also love how the old and new parts of the city sit side by side. It gives it a really interesting character.
Are you still living in Lyon?
No, I moved to Paris about 3 years ago for work. I'm actually planning to move to Canada next year, which is the main reason I'm sitting this test today. I need IELTS for my work visa application.
Do you miss Lyon?
Sometimes, yeah. Especially the food and the slower pace of life there. Paris is exciting, but it can feel a bit relentless after a while. I do go back to visit family quite regularly, though.
Now let's talk about your work. What do you do for a living?
I work as a physiotherapist at a sports clinic in Paris. I mainly work with athletes recovering from injuries, but I also see regular patients with chronic pain issues. It's very hands-on work, and I genuinely love it.
What do you enjoy most about your job?
Seeing people get back to doing what they love, honestly. When someone comes in after a serious injury, not knowing if they'll ever compete again, and then months later they're back on the field, that's an incredibly rewarding thing to be part of.
Is it a physically demanding job?
It is, yeah, more than people expect. You're on your feet all day, moving between patients, doing a lot of manual work with your hands. I have to take care of my own body as well. Otherwise, I couldn't do the job properly.
Has working in healthcare changed how you think about your own health?
Massively, yes. When you spend your days helping people recover from preventable injuries, you start taking your own lifestyle choices much more seriously. I'm a lot more consistent with exercise now than I used to be, and I'm much more mindful of things like sleep and nutrition.
Now let's talk about travel. Do you enjoy traveling?
I do, very much. I try to travel somewhere new at least once a year. I'm drawn to places where I can be active outdoors. Hiking, swimming, cycling, that kind of thing.
Has travel affected how you think about health and fitness?
That's an interesting question, actually. I think it has, yeah. When I travel to places like Scandinavia or Japan, I notice how different people's attitudes to health can be. In some countries, it's just built into daily life. Cycling to work, walking everywhere, eating fresh food. It makes me reflect on habits back home.
Is there a place you would like to visit for health or fitness reasons?
Japan, definitely. The concept of ikigai really interests me. This idea of having a purpose that keeps you mentally and physically engaged. And the diet there is something I'd love to experience properly. It seems like a really holistic approach to well-being.
Now, I'm going to give you a topic, and I'd like you to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. Before you talk, you'll have 1 minute to think. Here is your cue card, and here is a pencil and some paper. You can make notes if you wish. All right?
Yes, thank you.
Remember, 1 to 2 minutes. I'll tell you when the time is up. Can you start speaking now, please?
Okay, so the habit I want to talk about is running. I started about 2 years ago, quite unexpectedly actually. A friend invited me to join a local parkrun on a Saturday morning, and I agreed mostly just to spend time with her. I wasn't sporty at all before that. Now I run 3 or 4 times a week, usually early in the morning before work. I do shorter runs on weekdays, around 4 or 5 kilometers, and a longer one at the weekend, sometimes up to 10. I've done 2 half marathons now, which I never imagined saying. What helped me stick with it was the community side of things. Parkrun is completely free and very welcoming. And I started going every week with the same group of people. That social element made it feel less like exercise and more like something I actually looked forward to. The impact on my well-being has been really significant. My sleep improved almost immediately. I feel less stressed and I have more energy throughout the day. As a physiotherapist, I understood the science behind it. But experiencing it yourself is something else entirely. Running has genuinely become one of the most important parts of my week.
Thank you. Do you think running is a habit anyone can develop?
I think most people can, yes, with the right approach. The mistake a lot of beginners make is starting too fast. If you build up gradually and find a reason to enjoy it, rather than just seeing it as exercise, it becomes sustainable.
We've been talking about health and fitness habits, and I'd like to discuss some broader questions with you now. Why do you think so many people struggle to maintain a healthy lifestyle?
I think the main reason is that modern life makes it quite difficult. When you're working long hours and managing other responsibilities, exercise and cooking properly are often the first things to go. It's not that people don't care about their health. It's more that the environment isn't really set up to support it. Unhealthy food is often cheaper and more convenient. And a lot of jobs now involve sitting down for 8 hours a day. So the barriers are quite real for many people.
Do you think governments should do more to promote healthy living?
Yes, I do, to be honest. I think individual willpower only goes so far. When environments are designed well, people make better choices naturally. Things like subsidizing healthy food, building more cycle lanes, making green spaces accessible in cities, those things genuinely work. But it requires political commitment and long-term thinking, which isn't always easy to sustain across different governments.
How has social media influenced people's attitudes towards fitness?
It's had a really mixed effect, I'd say. On one hand, fitness content has made exercise more accessible. People can find free workout videos, nutrition advice, community groups. But there's also a lot of pressure to look a certain way, and that can push people towards unhealthy extremes. Crash diets, overtraining, obsessing over body image. So it depends a lot on what you're exposed to and how critically you engage with what you see.
Do you think employers have a responsibility to support employees' health?
I think they do, yeah. People spend most of their waking hours at work, so the workplace has a huge influence on health outcomes. Flexible working, encouraging breaks, providing healthy food options, even just having a culture where people feel okay leaving on time. These things make a real difference. And healthy employees are more productive, so it benefits both sides.
Is mental health becoming as important as physical health in society?
I think it's finally getting the attention it deserves, yes. For a long time, there was a stigma around it, and people were reluctant to talk about mental health openly. That's shifted quite a lot, especially among younger generations. But in terms of funding and services, there's still a big gap. You can see a GP quite quickly for a physical problem, but waiting times for mental health support are often much longer. The recognition is there, but the resources haven't quite caught up yet.
How do you think attitudes to health and fitness will change in the future?
I think there'll be a much stronger focus on prevention rather than treatment. Healthcare systems are under enormous strain, and there's growing awareness that treating illness after the fact is far more expensive than helping people stay well in the first place. Technology will play a big role too. Wearable devices, personalized nutrition, AI health monitoring. But I think the most important shift will be cultural. Seeing health not as something you pursue when things go wrong, but as something you invest in every single day.
Thank you very much, Clara. That is the end of the speaking test.